Hi. In the last two videos, you found out how to find the charges of elements from the periodic chart, or you learned that some elements you can't find their charge from the periodic chart. So I'm going to give you a trick in just a second as to how you can find the charges of those elements. And then I'm going to show you how you're going to do your assignment for today. So your assignment for today is just going to ask you to tell me the charges of the elements in different compounds. So if I look at sodium fluoride, I'm like, okay, what are the charges in sodium fluoride? I'm going to have to look at my periodic chart. Let's see, where's sodium? Sodium's right over here. Okay, that's a +1. Let's see, fluorine, fluoride, that's right over here. So that's going to be a -1. Just need to remember those. Then I'm going to go over here and here it is. And so I'm just going to write that answer then. So sodium is a +1, and it's good enough to just write a 1 plus right underneath it. And then you can write a 1 minus here, and that would be good enough for this assignment. Now, we also know that in the next problem, you have sodium fluoride or sodium sulfide, and so you're going to need to write the charges of that. And so again, sodium, you already know it's a +1, so that's good. It's not going to change. And then sulfur, you're going to have to go on the periodic chart. And sulfur is over here. That looks like it is in group 16. Those are -2s. You have to memorize that. So I go back into my document and I write a minus, and there I have the chart for that. Now, what about this one? It says iron 3 chloride. What in the heck is that 3 doing there? And how am I supposed to figure out what the charge is on iron anyhow? Because if I go to my periodic chart, then I find that iron is right here. It's in those transition metals. We don't know the charge. The periodic chart does not tell us. In fact, iron can have multiple charges. And so I don't know which one it is. But that's why that name is so handy, because this Roman numeral right here is telling you the charge of iron. It is not telling you how many iron atoms there are. It is telling you the charge of iron. So I can go under this compound right here, and I can write that the charge of iron is a 3 plus because it is telling me that 3 plus. All right, and I can also go over here and I can write that the charge of chloride is, well, better check it out. It is in group 17 over here. There it is. That group is -1. And so I'm going to be going back over here and I'm going to write 1 minus. Okay. And so copper 2 chloride, well, similar problem. Copper is in the transition metals. I would not know what that charge is on copper, except they're telling me what the charge is. They're so nice in this name to tell me that. All right. And so you are going to write a 2 plus for that one. And then you're going to go over here to chloride and you're going to write a 1 minus. Now, this number right here, that Roman numeral, is always telling you the charge on the name that's right before it. It's always telling you the charge on the metal. Now, notice in this formula, the metal is written first. And you remember earlier in the year, we said when you write the formula for compounds, you write it from left to right. So you write the metal first, the left-hand element first, and then you write the non-metal second, the right-hand element. So it kind of makes sense. We read from left to right. So the metals are going to be written first, and then the non-metals are going to be written. All right. And also the metal is always the one with the plus charge. So going back here, this Roman numeral is always a plus charge, and it's always the charge on the metal. All right. The non-metal, you're going to have to look up the chart usually on the periodic chart. Okay, so that is how you're going to do your assignment for today. You're just going to write charges for elements.